according to the Wall Street Journal. Many Americans are used to their elected officials bringing home the bacon through things like pet projects. Those are known as earmarks. The more crass word is pork, of course, but there's a movement growing in the House to put an end to what some say is wasteful spending. Joining me now from Capitol Hill in a First on Fox Business interview, Republican Representative Candice Miller of Michigan. Welcome, Representative. Well, the Democrats are saying we have to ban all for-profit companies from getting pork. What do you say to that?
I say that's a good first step, but we in the Republican House have challenged them to go all the way. And in this case, what we have done actually today on Capitol Hill is the House Republicans have passed a resolution which is a one-year moratorium. There are no House Republicans who are going to ask for any kind of earmarks, whether they be for-profit corporations or nonprofit organizations. I appreciate the for-profit corporations, but that is only 10% of all the earmarks. In the year 2010, our appropriation bills here, there are 10,000 earmarks this year, of which only 1,000 were for-profit. So that's only 1/10. If we're going to do it, let's go all the way. Spending is out of control. The American people are fed up with what's going on in Washington, and the House Republicans have heard them loud and clear, and we intend to take action.
Well, I'm so glad to hear at least you saying this at this point, because look at 2009. We're showing this up on the screen. Increase in spending, $19.6 billion for these earmarks. At a time, Representative Miller, when Americans, we were just talking here that we're turning our shampoo bottles upside down to get the last quarter-inch out. We're clipping coupons. We're not spending as much. We're not taking vacations. This is what we want to see at the U.S. government level. Does it work? Does it stick? Because it's almost like a drug where representatives can go back to their districts and say, look what I got us. I got us this museum improvement or that improvement. I mean, is it going to stick this time?
Liz, what you're saying is absolutely right when you said it's like a drug. It's like an addiction, and it has become a corrupting part of the culture of Washington. And, I come from the state of Michigan, where I think you could argue we have the worst economic challenge in the entire nation. Talk about not taking a vacation. We've forgotten sort of what that's all about.
Yeah,
we're just trying to go from paycheck to paycheck. And when they see what's happening in Washington with this out-of-control spending, all of these various initiatives that this administration is pushing in the Democratic majority here, they are saying enough is enough. That's what's led to this grassroots movement. Some are calling it tea parties, whatever it is. It is American people who want to take their government back, and we need to stop this out-of-control spending. And that's what's happened today. I'm telling you, Liz, I feel better today than I felt in a long time. I'm so proud of the Republican House Conference that we took this step. And it was difficult, particularly for a lot of members who've been here a long time. It's like once you give a dog a bone, try taking it away. But we did it. Huge majority of our conference all voted yes, and we are going forward. We've heard the American people. And if we are able and proud enough to be able to get back in majority here, I think you are going to see much, much different and a big change. We've heard about change. We intend to deliver change to the American people and stop this earmarking.
Let's talk about some of those bones that have been so tough to give away from the dogs out there. In fact, we put some of them up. And I always say this with a disclaimer, because some of these may have implications that truly do matter. But look, $7.5 million for grape and wine research. Okay, we should all be drinking Pabst Blue Ribbon at this point. Okay, we've got 1.2 million International Pacific Halibut
No more
Commission.
Heineken.
Well, exactly, the expensive stuff. Okay, $846,000 for a Father's Day rally committee. Some people would call this a rounding error. I don't care. That's a lot of money to people. $254,000 for the Montana Sheep Institute, and $123,000 for the Mother's Day Shrine, that in West Virginia. Here's my question, Representative. The Democrats look to be at least going part of the way here. Can you get some bipartisanship on this, and what's the next step?
Well, as I say, I want to give the Democrats credit that's due to them, because they took the step of saying they were going to stop earmarking for-profit corporations, and that's where we've seen an awful lot of the corruption. But, a person like me, now this year, I have earmarked in the past. Let me, in full transparency, I'm a recovering earmarker, okay? I took the pledge this year not to earmark 6 months ago, not just because of what's happening here now.
Did your constituents yell at you? Were they mad at you that you didn't bring back anything while neighboring states might have gotten a lot?
I have heard some of that. Yes, I have. Now, I have never done it for-profit corporations anyway. In the last year I did some military construction projects. I have an Air National Guard in my district. I got earmarks for 5 different domestic violence shelters in my district. I mean, you know, you can argue that these, and I believe they need these monies. It's resources that they need for good programs, etc. But you know what? Really, it's the ones that you've just cited that look so bad. The process is broken. It is broken. And what we have said as Republicans, we need to change the process. We need real reform. We need to fix the process so that all of these abuses do not happen. Because, look, Congress, by our Constitution, we are the ones that are to appropriate spending. Okay. That is in the Constitution. So it is for us to do the spending. But what is happening right now? Out of control, and the process is broken.
I'm going to blog this interview, folks, on foxbusiness.com. A recovering earmarker giving credit to the Democrats, but saying the Republicans as well, taking some steps. Listen, we've got our fingers crossed. Keep fighting the good fight, Representative. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks, Liz.
Republican Representative Candice Miller from the great state of Michigan. Thank you very much. What do Jay-Z